what I have done is I have changed that pro metaphase to just the simpler 4-stage sequence. So I will go over the whole of the mitosis process, starting from the like the first stage and so on, and then we can move forward from there. So like we had studied about different stages of mitosis, and we had like seen it as only 4 phases. So let's stick to only those 4, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase, and there would be no more metaphase. So sorry, pro-metaphase. If you have taken any notes related to that, you can just remove those points and you can restart with these ones. And again, like the reason that I am doing it, because you might get confused, pro-metaphase is the later part of prophase or earlier part of metaphase. Where would you put it? So just to avoid that particular confusion, we will simply make it to 4 stages. Ideally, it is the last part of prophase, though it is called as pro-metaphase. So that's what creates the confusion. So that's why I'm removing that part. I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to say. So again, starting with this mitosis process, and I will just quickly go over the prophase again, and then we will start so that we are starting a fresh cycle. So in prophase, we all know that it starts after the interphase, that is after the G2 phase. So G1 has happened, S phase, that is synthesis phase, has been finished. G2 phase, that is the second growth phase, has happened, that is the whole of the interphase. After this whole of the interphase, then the first phase of mitosis, that is the prophase, will start. And the distinction with which the prophase is identified is by the condensation of the genetic material. What does this condensation means? Whatever chromatin fibers are there in the earlier stages, which is just like a thread-like structure hanging around in the nucleus. You don't see a chromosomal structure in the outside mitosis or outside mitotic phases. Rest all of the time, whenever the cell is in interphase or in a resting phase, you will always have non-condensed chromatin fibers. You will not have chromosome structures. And this I am talking only in terms of structures. Chromosomes, that just the structural arrangement of the chromatin fibers, they will be present for sure. And again, I hope you understand what does it mean by presence of chromatin fibers and the presence of chromosomes, especially the difference between these two. Yeah. So during the interphase, it will be all chromatin fibers. As soon as the prophase starts, these chromatin fibers, they start condensing into a little thicker and a more compact structure, which are these X-shaped structures called chromosome. And of course, these chromosomes, they are composed of 2 chromatids, also called sister chromatids, and they are attached with a point called as centromere. Now, in this whole of the mitosis process, there are 3 terminologies which start with this word centro. There is centromere, there is centriole, and there is centrosome. Now, all 3 can be confusing with each other. So, giving you the brief of it, centrosome is actually this structure which is present at the pole, at like or also present at the other pole. So, this whole structure, not whole structure, without this fiber-like structure, these are the centrosome. Just these 2 brown thing that you see, these are the centrosomes. Individually, these are called as centrioles. So if I have to give you the analogy to this, let's say you all know that most of the cytoskeletal structure or the structures which are present within the cytoplasms, they are made up of some or the other protein. Similarly, this brown or yellowish thing that you see here in the structure of the cell, it is made up of tubulin protein, and that's why it is called as microtubule structures. Now, these tubulin protein structures, they are arranged in a specific manner. So, let's say if you take a matchbox and if you bundle the matchsticks together, aligning them in particular direction, all matchsticks in one bundle. That one portion is something similar to one centriole, only one of these brown structure. And when you have two of them together, let's say you make two bundles of these matchsticks and you just put them together, like the centrosome structure. So that is the formation of the centrosome with two centrioles. I hope this difference is clear. So these microtubule structures, when they are aligned in a certain manner, that individually is called as centriole. centriole, centriole, and together when there is a pair of them, pair of centriole, that is called as centrosome. SOME, centrosome. And this particular portion with which two sister chromatids they are attached together or joined together, or that's the connection point, that's called as centromere. I hope the differences between three are distinctly clear to all of you. If there is any doubt, you can please stop me and ask about it. So the centriole in pair, it is called centrosome, and the connection between two sister chromatids is centromere. So that is the difference. And when the centrosome is attached with this microtubule structure, this fiber-like structure that is protruding out, that is called as aster. Yeah, ASTER. Aster is nothing but a star-shaped body. Now here it doesn't look like a star-shaped body at all, but consider this is the center of this star, this yellow part, and from there on each direction, imagine a sphere. At the pole of the sphere, these microtubule fibers, they are extending outward, and that looks like a star there. So that is what is called as aster. So aster is combination of microtubule plus centrosome. Centrosome is combination of your two centrioles. Again, this sequence. Now, so that was the marking of the prophase with condensation of the chromosome, forming this X-shaped sister chromatid attaching with each other with the centromere. Then in the another indication of the prophase is formation of these aster-like bodies. Yeah, that is the positioning of the centrosome at the poles of the cell, and then the microtubules, they have just started forming, that is the aster formation. That happens at the prophase stage of the mitosis. The completion of this prophase, like this was the start, that is the indication of the start. Now the completion is marked by the initiation of the assembly of the mitotic spindle. So at the end, you will see this microtubule structure, they have grown to a sufficient stage, and that is what is called as mitotic spindle assembly. And this mitotic spindle is again, like I said, made up of microtubules and different proteins which are present in the cytoplasm, so that they can catch hold of the sister chromatids and pull them in the later phases. The one more indication of prophase is nuclear envelope, and the nucleolus has started disintegrating or disappearing. This nuclear membrane that you see is shown in a dotted manner in prophase. The reason is because it has started disappearing from the prophase itself. Otherwise, until prophase, it was intact. Duplicated chromosomes, they will start moving to the equator for the next phase. That is at the very end of prophase, when the microtubule structures, they have attached to the centrosome structure. These chromosomes, they will start moving to the equator. So there are different such like stages of the prophase. Again, it is the first phase, like I said, the complex of DNA and the proteins, which is called as chromatin, it condenses to form short and thick visible chromosome. And like I had mentioned, in the all other phases of the cell cycle, that is specifically interphase, chromosomes, they are not visible. Only in mitosis, chromosomes are visible. So that's why they are specifically called visible chromosomes there. The difference is nothing else apart from the structure, from fibers to a condensed form. Chromosomes, they are of course highly organized structures made up of sister chromatids connected by a centromere. Now there is another structure called mitotic spindle which begins to form in the prophase. This mitotic spindle is made up of microtubules forming at the opposite poles or opposite ends of the cell and is responsible for separation of the sister chromatids in the later phases, not in the prophase. Yeah, the separation happens in the later phase. Is there any doubt in the prophase as of now?
Do the chromosomes form from the chromatin fibers in the interphase or in the mitotic phase?
In the mitotic phases. And that is why they become visible during that. See, it's a simple thing. Let's say you have a very long thread, yeah, and you have just scattered it all over the places. Rather, you make a kind of small ball of it, right? You just tie it around something and make a small ball of it. It would be visible very clearly, right? It's something of the same analogy. When the chromosomes, they are a little scattered all over the nucleus, what you see is just a kind of blob of some fiber in the nucleus. The moment they take certain that X shape, you get to see under the microscope that clearly visible X shape of the chromosome. So that's the difference. And that is what it means by condensation. Any other question? Anyone? Also, try and make a note of each and every term. Like we have seen aster, centrosome, centriole, centromere, chromosome, chromatin fibers, then again chromatin, what else? Mitotic spindle, microtubules. So these are all different terminologies. Until and unless you don't understand each of these terms, the whole picture may not be clear to you. So try and make notes of all these terminologies that I mentioned, and they are highlighted in these two slides, and also like earlier also we had seen few of them. So please try and understand each of these terminology, what does it make, and I have also tried to broken it down to the component part of these individual structures. So I hope you understand all of it. Okay, so the later part of the prophase, which was earlier written as pro-metaphase, right? Now this is where the distinction is. This is the late part of prophase and not the part of metaphase, though it was called as pro-metaphase. Pro means before the metaphase. That is still a part of prophase, and that's how the distinction has been made. But if you go to the deeper context of the mitosis, especially in the different reference books and not the textbooks, you will see this phase being referred to as pro-metaphase. But we can discard that idea. We can consider this as prophase only. That is the end of the prophase. Now, what happens in the end of the prophase? Nuclear envelope starts to break down. Now, earlier when I mentioned it, I have mentioned it as a whole process. And if you remember, this was the complete sense of prophase that I tried to give here. Whatever happens in this slide is actually the start of the prophase. Whatever happens on this slide is the end of the prophase. So during the pro-metaphase, okay, I should change this. It should not be pro-metaphase anymore. It should be prophase. I guess I had changed this. I don't know how it's back. So during the prophase, the physical barrier, the end of the prophase, physical barrier which encloses the nucleus called nuclear envelope breaks down. Breaks down as in slowly start disappearing. Now again, this disappearing doesn't mean it just suddenly goes away. Yeah, Nuclear envelope is made up of certain proteins and certain other biomolecules like lipids and so on. What happens is there is a break at different time points. So what you get is small stretches of protein, small stretches of lipids and so on. And then they are broken down further into individual protein molecules or individual lipid molecules. And then they are broken down further by the metabolic systems of the cells. So that is how the disappearing of this nuclear envelope happens. It's a slow and steady process within that much span of time. So, and then what happens because of this breakdown or disappearing of the nuclear membrane? It will free all the sister chromatids into the actual cytoplasmic space, right? The nucleus has been dissolved, so whatever content was present inside the nucleus, that is the chromosome material or the sister chromatids, they have been exposed to the cytoplasmic space. Otherwise, they had a barrier of nuclear membrane, which is no more existing in the end of the prophase. Then the development of the long protein filaments called kinetochore formation occurred at the centromere. Again, the kinetochore I had explained in the diagram in the last class. So around the centromere position, there are two microtubule structures which develop so that the mitotic spindle fibers which are arising from the poles, like these fiber-like structure, they can go and join to this kinetochore structure which is at the centromere position. Yeah, and there will be two of them with each sister chromatid. So this is whole is chromosome, two sister chromatid, one centromere, two kinetochore. So each sister chromatid will have one kinetochore which will hold on to this mitotic spindle fiber or microtubule fiber, so that it will be pulled apart to each side in the later phases. I hope you understand what is this kinetochore structure. Again, one more addition to that biological vocabulary. And then the microtubule extends from the pole in the either end of the cell and attached to the kinetochore. And then prophase is followed by the metaphase. That is the second stage. I hope whole of the prophase is clear. And if you have any questions, you can ask quickly. Yes, Akshay.
Sir, you said that the completion of prophase is marked by the assembly of mitotic spindles.
Yes.
But then again, this prometaphase is also part of the late prophase, that is in the prophase. But the end of the prometaphase is not the formation.
Prometaphase. That's what I said. Prometaphase. Now we should not even mention.
Okay, so the late prophase over here, the connection, but you said the completion, that means the last thing that happens in prophase is the assembly of mitotic spindles, right? But over here,
what you are getting confused is probably that these things happens one after another. That is not the case. They happen simultaneously. Condensation of chromosome will happen simultaneously at the same time. You will start seeing this microtubule structure formation, and at the end of prophase you will have completely visible chromosome, that is your X-shaped chromosome structure with sister chromatid. And also at the end of prophase what you will see is this microtubule structure, they have developed to a sufficient length. That is the initiation of this mitotic spindle assembly. It's not complete mitotic spindle assembly yet. Yeah, so that is how the scenario in the prophase looks like.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly what your question was, right?
Yeah, sir. I thought it would happen one after another.
So, see, again, because we always try and imagine into a time frame, we get confused, and that is quite obvious. So, imagine that all these processes, they start at some time point in the early prophase and they end in the late prophase. And also there is, it also depends on how long is the cell length. Let's say in the prophase itself, the cell is very elongated. Imagine this now, cell is elongated. To form the mitotic spindle till the middle of the cell where it has to hold on to the sister chromatid, it will take long time than compared to the stout cell, which is just a sphere or just a round cell, right? that way. So it depends on the cell type, and whatever description that we see is more of a very average and general type of description. If we go cell specific manner, there we will come to know the intricacies of this whole of this process. But because we are not studying that, so that's how it can sometimes become that like the confusion part. But okay, I hope things are clear here. Anyone else has any other question? Okay, if not, then moving forward. So now again, the summary of the prophase: your chromosomes are formed, mitotic spindle assembly has been formed to some extent again. Now a kinetochore structures are formed. In this metaphase, at the earlier stage, what happens is this mitotic spindle fibers or microtubule fibers, they will attach to the kinetochores of individual sister chromatids. So let's say from this left side, this microtubule structure that will go and join to the kinetochore of this side of the sister chromatid, and from the other side, this microtubule structure will come and join to the other side of the other sister chromatid, right? So that's how it will attach. Now, after the attachment, now this is the like the metaphase at the peak. Before the metaphase, before the peak of this metaphase, what happens is these kinetochore structures are attached. Now, this is called as the cellular tug of war. Tug of war, everyone is aware that it just kind of pull and push from the two different sides. Now, the chromosomes, they are in this stage. The mitotic spindle fibers will go and attach to these chromatids. They will start pulling. So let's say these chromosomes, if they have to be arranged at the central midline, you have to have a pull and push from each side so that they are arranged at the central metaphase plate or the central line, you can say. I hope you are able to visualize this part. So the moment these kinetochores are attached to the microtubule structure and the chromosomes, they are not aligned earlier before prophase in the central line, they have to be aligned in the metaphase stage to the central midline. So for that purpose, the microtubule structures along with the kinetochore and the sister chromatids, they will pull the chromosomes on both the sides and they will try to align all of them at the central line, which is also called as equatorial plane. Equator, everyone knows, this is the equatorial plane. Now again, this is not a line, but it is a plane, because imagine the cell in 3 dimension. It will be a surface area of that central plane. It's not just the circumference of the cell, which is a line, but it is rather the area of that circle which is present within the cell. Yeah, so that is why it is called as equatorial plane, or also called as metaphase plate. Both of them mean the same thing. Metaphase plate is located at the equator, and that is why it is called as equatorial plane. Is this part clear? Then I will move to the rest of the part of the metaphase. I hope you have understood how the chromosomes they get aligned. And again, do not imagine in 3 dimension. Imagine in 3 dimension where the cells are located either above this equatorial plane or below this equatorial plane, and all of them have to be brought to the area of that equatorial plane. That now, most important checkpoint of the mitosis. Of course, there are several others, but one of the important checkpoint is the spindle checkpoint, or also called as metaphase checkpoint. In this, what like again, there are several proteins which do this checkpoint or quality check of the metaphase. What they check is if all the microtubules, they are not all the, if all the kinetochores and the sister chromatids, if they are attached to the microtubules, and if all the chromosomes, they are aligned to the equatorial plane. So these are the two spindle checkpoints. That one is kinetochore structures along with the sister chromatids being attached to the microtubule structure, or the mitotic spindle fiber, and if all the chromosomes they are aligned to the central metaphase plate. These are the two important stages. If the cell is found to be not at this particular stage, where either the microtubules they are not attached to the sister chromatids through kinetochore, or if one of the chromosome or more of the chromosome they are not aligned at the metaphase plate, then the cell either tries to make it right. If not, the cell goes for discard. Discard is self-killing, which is called as apoptosis. So if the cell is not following the regular course of action, it goes to the self-killing mode, and the that is called as apoptosis process. Now you might wonder, there are few other mitotic spindle fibers which are present and which are kind of hanging in this space and not attached to the kinetochore structure. Why do you think that is there? Can someone think about it? Why do you think there would be these mitotic spindle fibers which are hanging? You can see it here. Some of them they are up to the chromosomes at the center, and some of them they are just hanging around. Or shall I call out some names? People, sleepy people. Okay, let me call out Yeti. What do you think?
Yes, sir.
What do you think of the question that I asked?
Sir, I was distracted. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so I asked, what do you think that some of these microtubule fibers, which are part of the mitotic spindle assembly, they are hanging or they are not attached to the kinetochore structure of the sister chromatids? Why are they hanging like this, and why are, of course, this you know that they have to be pulled apart, so they are attached. Why do you think these are not attached, some of them?
Probably they're in action, so they will attach in the later phase.
Yeah, that is one
Or,
possibility.
or maybe they like after they bring it up to a point, like the chromosomes, they will take over or something. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So what happens is, like you said, they are still either in growing stage and they are going to go and attach to the kinetochore structure of the chromosome, or they can also form the part of the cytoskeleton. See, again, if you imagine the cell in three-dimensional manner, you will have these microtubule structures to pull the chromosome towards the pole in the later phases. They need a solid structure. If it is a kind of non-solid or kind of fluid structure, it will be difficult to pull that sister chromatid through the fluid structure. If it is a solid structure, it becomes easier. And solid, I don't mean filled with solid. Yeah, structure is solid, structure is rigid. Yeah, then it becomes easier. It will be porous because inside it will form a kind of microtubule network, mesh like network, and that is why some of these structures that you see, these are hanging ones. Okay, so that is the point of some of the hanging structures of the microtubule from the mitotic spindle assembly. Now, once the cell has established that all the chromosomes they are properly aligned at the metaphase plate and the kinetochores they are correctly attached, the cell will enter the third phase of mitosis, which is called as anaphase. So prophase is done, metaphase is done, next is anaphase. Is there any question to anyone in the metaphase?
Sir, can you repeat the what you were saying about the hanging structure?
About the,
Hanging structure.
so what I said is, these hanging, not they are not hanging. I'm just giving a term hanging as such, but they are like either they are growing towards the chromatid structure or chromosome structure, or they are forming the part of the cytoskeleton, which is going to make the whole cell rigid so that it becomes easier for the sister chromatid to pull it towards the pole.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, so shall I move forward?
Okay.
Okay, I assume there are no further questions in the metaphase. So now the third stage, that is the anaphase. What happens in anaphase is the splitting of the sister chromatid. Now again, earlier phase, microtubule structures, they are holding on to the sister chromatid which are still together. In the anaphase, these sister chromatids will be pulled apart. That is splitting of the sister chromatid, and that is what will mark the anaphase as one of the mitotic phase. And these sister chromatids, they become the parts of the chromosome of the daughter nuclei because they will separate, they will form individual cells on these sides. Look, for example, the thing that you see in this diagram is from this metaphase plate, which was at the center, the chromosomes, the sister chromatids now, we can't say them anymore chromosomes, sister chromatids, they are being pulled apart towards the pole of the cell, individual poles of the cells, or you can say respective poles of the cell. And whatever I was saying in the last page, those hanging structure, you can see them. This is what is the forming cytoskeleton of the cell, so that it is making the structure rigid. So if you see these microtubule structures, they have connected from both the poles and they have formed a kind of mesh-like network. So that is what I was referring to in the last diagram. And in the speciality of this anaphase, that is the splitting of the sister chromatid and they being pulled away by these microtubule structures through the kinetochore along with the sister chromatid towards the poles of the cell. So that is the anaphase. Now, one little mistake that is there in this diagram with respect to the representation. Stage explanation, everything is clear. Just the representation that is being shown here, that the centromere of each chromosome leads at the edge while the arms trail behind. So what it means is, like if you are pulling something which is like a long length and kind of flexible, the center should ideally be moving forward and the two arms of the chromosome will be trailing behind like an arrowhead, right? So the chromatids, they should ideally form a kind of arrowhead, and I will show you in this diagram. Yeah, here it is. This is what is anaphase here. And if you look at this diagram, you can see all the sister chromatids, they have formed a kind of arrowhead, so that the centromere is towards the pole and the arms of the chromatids, they are trailing behind, or they are coming along after the centromere. So that what is the little mistake in that diagram. Otherwise, the description remains the same. So when you have to draw the anaphase, always draw this arrowhead kind of structure of the sister chromatid and not like this. Yeah, that just because I wanted to keep the sequence of the same diagrams, I have used it, but that is not the true diagram. Yeah, and I'm letting you know that the structure should look like an arrowhead of the sister chromatid in the anaphase. I hope this part is clear as well. Okay, again, the anaphase ensures the each daughter cell receives the identical set of chromosome and it is followed by the final phase of mitosis, that is telophase. Now, what happens at the end of this is, let's say one of the sister chromatid is missing. Like let's say this sister chromatid, which is on the top, stays either at the center or goes to the other side along with the other sister chromatid, and it is not coming on this left side, then that is marked as the faulty cell. Again, there will be checkpoints in the anaphase which will make sure that both sides they have equal number of sister chromatids and ultimately then the chromosomes. And they will, if at all they are equal on both sides, then the cell will undergo the next phase, that is telophase. Otherwise, it will again try to repair. If the repair doesn't fix this problem, it will go to the apoptosis. Yeah. So that is again another checkpoint at the anaphase, where it will check the if the sister chromatids or chromosomes, they are being divided equally to each of the daughter cell. Obviously, this will form one daughter cell and the right side will form another daughter cell. That is the anaphase. In telophase, what happens is, this is as usual, like we can say final phase of the mitosis and so on, but the chromosomes, they have been separated, right? Now, here we can call them as chromosomes because they patch up with their counterparts of the chromatids, and then they decondense later on. So that is okay here because they are already forming a new cell stage. So that is these, we can call them sister chromatids, we can call them chromosomes. Specifically here in anaphase, we have to call them sister chromatids because they are being separated from the main structure. In this telophase, they are going to immediately join as soon as they gather together. So first thing that happens is, chromosomes that cluster at two poles, they start coalescing. Coalescing means they start coming together. So whatever sister chromatids they have separated in anaphase, the two sides or two poles of the cells, they will start coming together into an undifferentiated mass. Undifferentiated mass is that is like how the chromatin fibers they existed earlier before the mitosis. That is how it will start becoming, because mitosis is about to end. The cell is about to go into the next cell cycle after cytokinesis, of course. But then that is still the end of mitosis. So the chromosomes will start disintegrating into again the chromatin fiber structure. That is this X shape of chromosome. They will start disintegrating into the fiber-like structure. So the nuclear envelope will start forming around it. So if you see now, there is a kind of blue circle that is being shown, that is marking the start of the nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane. One of the major difference that we should note here is, in some of the cell, cytokinesis overlaps with the last phase, that is the telophase, or it can happen separately after the telophase. Like I said, that time frame does not mean that mitosis finished and then the cytokinesis starts. That does not happen with most of the cells. In few, or rather quite a few of these cells, the telophase overlaps with the cytokinesis process, and at the end of mitosis, the cytokinesis is complete. Yeah, so that is what it says here. The nucleolus, Golgi bodies, ER complex, they start to reappear, and this is the description of the telophase. This will be the situation when the cytokinesis is overlapping with the telophase part. That's when these cell organelles will start to reappear towards the end of the telophase itself. The chromosomes begins to uncoil, which makes them diffuse and less compact. Prophase, it made them compact, thick, and X-like visible chromosome. In telophase, what happens is they go back to their original stage, that is to uncoil themselves, make less compact and diffuse like a chromatin fiber structure. So they are no more visible at the end of the telophase. Telophase is then followed by cytokinesis to completion, and which denotes the division of the cytoplasm into two daughter cells. So whatever cytoplasm and the cytoplasmic organelles are present, they will also be divided in the later stages of the cytokinesis, either overlapping with the telophase or after the telophase, and this is what marks the completion of the cell division. Any question here? We will see the cytokinesis part just in a brief. later here, because we need to make sure of knowing the cell plate and the cleavage part. But otherwise, apart from that, any question? So you have understood the whole sequence of the mitotic phases, starting from prophase, then metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. If there are any question, please do ask. Okay, I assume there are no questions. So just giving you brief of the cytokinesis, like I said in the telophase, this can either overlap with the telophase or it can end, it can start after the telophase. That is the cytokinesis. Cytokinesis and karyokinesis. Karyokinesis was nuclear division. Cytokinesis is cytoplasmic division. So in the animal cell specifically, cytokinesis is contractile. Contractile means because when the final daughter cells they are about to separate in the animal cell, what happens is this contraction of the proteins or the cytoskeleton structure happens at the center of the parent cell, right? Or of the mother cell, you can say. And because of this contraction, which is more like a pinching of the cell at the center and then creating two separate parts, that is how it is called as contractile, pinching the cell in a cleavage furrow. So this depression that you see on the top as well as at the bottom, which is kind of V shape and the upside down V shape, that is called as cleavage furrow. Furrow is the depression, cleavage is because it is marking the separation. So that is called as cleavage furrow in the animal cell. In case of plant cell, these cells cannot be divided like by a cleavage furrow because the cell wall of the plant cell is more rigid and also very stiff. So to form that furrow-like structure in the plant cell is more difficult. Rather, what they do is they form a cell plate. Cell plate is they form a structure of the biomolecules at the center, which then combines with the this side of the cell and also with this side of the cell, and the two cells separate. So rather than pinching the cell at the center, which is ultimately joining in animal cell, in case of plant cell, it forms the cell plate, which is the additional structure, and then separating the two cells. So that is how the plant cell and animal cell cytokinesis differs. And that's what marks the end of whole of the cell cycle. That is the cytokinesis. Any question here so far? Does anyone have any other question? Okay, if not, then we can quickly look at this diagram. So this diagram I have kept here so that you can visualize whole of the sequence at one place. Interphase, non-condensed chromatins, cell organelles, they are still in like especially this aster or what you can call it the centrosome structure with the microtubule fiber, that is the aster, which is star-like shape. Now here they have deliberately shown a star-like shape. Otherwise in 2 dimension you cannot see it star shape. So that is the interphase. Again, they haven't separated the interphase into G1S and G2. Reason being, it will just complicate. What they want to show majorly is the mitosis process. So from this stage where there will be already duplicated cell organelles, replicated chromosome, and so on, proteins and enzymes have been duplicated as well, so that in the later stage they can separate it to individual daughter cell. But that they have not mentioned. They simply mention interphase in terms of chromosome. You can see the drastic difference in the structure, that is from less compact to more compact and X-shaped chromosome, that is marking the prophase. The asters, they have been duplicated. So you see, and they are aligned to individual poles of the cell. Now poles can be up, down, or left, right, and so on. So you can show it anyway. But main thing you have to make sure is then you are also showing this mitotic spindle assembly in that particular direction. Earlier stages, we have seen it horizontally. Here you see it vertically. Doesn't matter. You have to show it respectively. If you are showing the like this, what you say, the aster structure on the left and right, then you have to draw the cell in this particular manner only. The metaphase plate will be vertical here. Yeah, understand the difference. Cell can be in any direction inside the human body. In this case, what I have also tried to show, so that the vertically also, if it at all it is arranged, you see the structure like this, and the metaphase plate becomes horizontal. Yes, Akshay has a doubt.
Sir, what happens to the spindle fibers in the telophase?
They disappear again, broken down.
So they dissolve into the protein.
So, like I said, the spindle fiber structure is made up of smaller proteins, which are actin, myosin, and tubulin-like structures, right? So these proteins, they will separate. Like, let's say if you arrange protein chains, it will form that structure. At the end of telophase, it will be broken down, and then it will form individual proteins. So if at all some other structure of the cell requires them, then they will stay like that, and they will be taken up by that particular cell organelle. If it is not at all required, it will be further broken down to the amino acid structure, and then it can go to the either metabolic waste, or they can be reuptaken for some other cellular process. So, like I said here, I hope I clarified your question, and I'm moving forward. So this aster structure here, they are arranged vertically. They are showing the metaphase plate. So one more thing that you need to make sure is, throughout the process of mitosis, we need to show the same number of chromosomes. Here you draw 4, here you draw 6, and then here you draw something else number. That does not make sense. If it is 4, you need to maintain the same number. If you draw 3 of this structure, you need to maintain the same of this structure, right? So please make sure that also there are these tricky questions being asked in the diagram, sorry, the exams, where the diagrams are being shown faulty. So for example, here they have shown prophase with 4 chromosomes, and in the anaphase they only show 3 sister chromatids on each sides, and then they ask you find out what is wrong in this diagram. So that much of the detail attention we need to pay. If it is 4 chromosome at the start, until the end we should have 4 in number. If it is 3, it should have 3. So just giving you that idea as well. Plus, again, in the anaphase, you will see the chromosomes, they are pulled apart towards the, they have already been separated, they are being pulled apart towards the poles of the cell. And in the last phase, that is telophase, this mitotic spindle assembly will disappear. The chromosomes or the chromatid structures, they will cluster together, or what is called as coalesce together, and nuclear envelope will start forming, and the cell organelles will be simultaneously separated towards the each daughter cell, and the cell will form a cleavage furrow in the animal cell, or the cell plate in the plant cell, and the cells will separate. So that is the whole of sequence of the cell division process. Okay, so I guess I can take few questions here. If not, I will stop here. Yes, Akshay again.
Sir, the centrosomes, there is one on each side, right? So then do they divide and form again 2 for the next cell division of the daughter cells?
Okay, so for example, now let's say this cell goes back to this stage of the interphase and then prophase. So this cell only will again form another aster or another centrosome structure here at this side.
Okay, so the cell will itself form. Okay.
Yeah. Now, like, because they have not completely shown 2 daughter cells, but ideally, what you should show at the like after this telophase, like they have shown the start of this mitosis, the end of mitosis is showing these 2 completely separated cells. not with still being attached. Telophase is correct, but one more diagram with two separated cells. That is the end of mitosis and cytokinesis, of course. Any other question? Anyone else? Okay, so if there are no more questions, I will stop here.